Gyms are interesting businesses, especially if you can buy the property. Replacing it's definitely an expensive business because you have to always keep up to date on equipment. But man, the more I learn about those businesses, they're terrific businesses. Very difficult to find, depending on where you are, very difficult to find the required space that, a gym needs, because it's a per square foot, business, even though it's great. It's a great cash flow. You get membership. So it's pretty much very consistent. But really interesting businesses, gyms.
Yeah.
And restaurants, right? Like I have a couple of friends that own restaurants, and anytime they can buy a new these Indian restaurants, what do they call them?
I have one for sale in Vegas if they want to buy one.
They might. He's in Orlando, and he partnered with the guy that created the Millennia building in Miami, and they've just been buying up everything. They have 34 CBD shops. I helped them buy a warehouse there in Orlando. So I have these relationships, but knowing how to monetize them, in a way that's not, scummy, that's kind of what I'm trying to learn about.
The best way to do so is to let them know that you work with, for a company that has business brokering, and that, we're the fastest growing real estate business company in the industry. But it's a great way to let them know that the powerhouse that we have is that you have the ability to introduce them to business brokers, no matter where they're located throughout the country, to help them sell their business. So, like I said, to me, it's a soft approach. If you have the audience, that's half the battle won, right? The biggest challenge you have is trying to get people to listen to you day in and day out. And if you have the ability where you can get your message across powerfully, effectively, and not in a chintzy way to a captive audience, man, I would do it. Absolutely.
That's good. Hey, before I forget, when I went to make the transition into commercial, they were telling me that, there's the mute button right there. They were telling me that I had a $250 a month. I was like, okay, fine, because they give you all these different softwares. But I'm curious, I had to make a transition. I had to do a 30-day accelerate program. And so I made it about halfway through that before the poker tournament started in Vegas. So I never actually finished it. Do I need to do that if I'm going to be a business broker again?
I'll tell you what, even if you don't, I would still finish it, because you can get some great advice in the accelerate program. If you want to, I know your thing is multifamily, but if you want to learn about the different asset groups, it's a great program, because there's experts that are going on there, people like Tonya, and people who are experts in all the different asset classes. You learn a lot. So for me, it's all about education, right? The more you learn, the more you earn when it comes to this business.
Yeah, I know they changed the program, so it's not 30 days anymore. And and they also changed the name of it. It's what do they call it?
Yeah, they did. I can't remember. It's 2 weeks now.
EXP Academy or something like that. Yeah. So it is only 2 weeks now instead of a month. But I think it's 3 hours a day instead of an hour and a half a day. So that's new program. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Does it start on the first like the other one did? Or I guess I got to just figure out where to find it here. But I want to do it. I'm ready to dive in. My listings, that was the struggle last time too, was transitioning from residential. At the time I had 23 listings, and we were trying to see what was happening, because you're essentially switching to a new brokerage.
Yeah.
And so they were saying, well, just give them to people on your team. And I'm like, 23 listings, that's a lot of money just to give to people on my team, So
yeah, I had that same problem too. And I waited it out and finished up my deals before I moved over. And I was prepared to pass them off to somebody on my team if I had to. It just ended up working out, and I just closed everything out before I moved over to commercial.
Yeah, well, I'm down to like 2 land listings. I'm here in New Mexico flipping this house here, and it's a great time for me. And I have a few hours a day. I could jump on Zoom, doing stock trading early in the morning, and then it'd be nice to jump on the class, and I think that would be fun. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna look for that academy, see when it starts, and jump in there.